Leandro from Dedicated Managers here again, and I just wanted to show how easy it is the way I have things set up with this NoSQL and the communication that's going on and the way I've actually set up my objects in my program. I wanted to show how easy it is to just add another field. So let's say I wanted to add a street address field to the form. I can simply just go into my code. First of all, if we were doing this in a SQL environment, if this was an SQL database, I'd have to go over to the database and I'd have to tell it about the new field, and I'd have to update my mechanisms to communicate between the two so that when I send the data, the listener knows to listen for that new field and then put it in the right place and all that stuff. But that's all taken care of now by this NoSQL process, where I can just dump objects over and dump them back. And I really don't have to actually know what's going to be happening. It just kind of happens on the fly. When I say I don't need to know what's going to be happening, I don't have to know it beforehand the parameters that I'm going to be sending through. So really all I need to do, this is my form here. I'm in the client view form, and this is the three fields. So you can see first name, middle name, last name, and that's my form here: first name, middle name, last name. So I'll just copy a field, and let's make this the primary street address, and we'll label it with primary street address. And I'm going to copy the variable, make this easy for myself so I don't make a mistake. Then I'm just going to copy the getter from last name and update it with this new variable in the various places. And that's it. So before I save that and it refreshes the application, I want to show that the field's not there, and it's also not there in the database. So those things are currently in sync. So I'm going to save this new field. It's going to show up in my form. It is not going to show up in the database because I haven't written anything to it yet. The database doesn't know it exists. But you can see that now they're out of sync, but my form still loads. I can refresh the form. I don't get any errors. I don't get any errors in my inspector. I look at the console. There's no errors generated. It's not having a problem with that form not being there, and that comes down to, I do some checking to make sure that things are there before populate them. Actually, this actually, when you go down one level in an object, it doesn't fire an error if that first name doesn't exist. Actually, in this case, it's the primary street address doesn't exist. It doesn't throw an error, it's just because it's undefined, so that's fine. It's fine with it, so I return an empty string. So my database and this are out of sync, but as soon as I start typing, you can see it gets added to the database. So the database now knows about it, and now they're in sync. And I can go ahead and edit from the database. I can delete that nowhere. Update it, and the update comes through. I'm actually uploading something right now, so my connection's quite slow. But you can see that's all it took to add a new field to the database. So when the client comes back and says, "Hey, we need to track something new," as far as a string goes, a very simple data field, that's all I have to do right now. So that's actually pretty cool, and some of that comes from the way I've set things up. If I go to my global storage, and we talked about previous videos that this is what tracks the information. If we go into the view storage here and I look at my global objects, this information here is stored in this current primary relative caregiver object of the ViewX store. You can see that the information is the same. So the current primary relative caregiver object of the store. So I'm in the store here. That's this variable right here. I initially started as null. It's not even an object. So I do a lot of checking to make sure that I can pass this that this can be either a nothing, or it can be an object with variables or parameters or things missing. That all stems from there, and it allows me to keep the whatever's being created by this form and saved and updated, allows me to keep it dynamic. So anyway, quick update on how easy it is to extend the form and add new information. So thanks again for watching. Terry Caliendo of Dedicated Managers. I'm trying to work on my closing statements. So hopefully next time, I didn't think about it this time. I'm going to work on it, and next time I'm going to have a better sign off, I promise. Anyway, take care and have a great day.